As for Drosnin, he expressed such confidence in his predictions that he said that if anyone could find the assassination of a prime minister in Moby Dick, he would believe them. Well, guess what? Brendan McKay is an expert in advanced probability theory, and he did exactly that.
Here, by way of comparison, we have Mr. Drosnin's example of Yitzhak Rabin and assassin who will assassinate. Compare that to Moby Dick. Here we have Kennedy, K-E-N-N-E-D-Y, and underneath his name he writes, "He shall be killed."
But McKay didn't stop there.
Here you see in the vertical line the word Lady Diana, and across very near to her name it says, "Mortal in these jaws of death." Even that much would be interesting, but there's very much more in this picture. Here, for example, we see the word Wales, Princess of Wales, together with the word royal, R-O-Y-A-L. Also in the same picture, the name of her boyfriend Dodie appears many times. I've marked 2 of them. And finally, the driver of the car, Henri Paul, is named just here. We have Henri and Paul.
Wow, who knew Herman Melville was a prophet?
What's really going on, of course, is that the computer can search in so many ways, millions or hundreds of millions of ways, that even though any particular pattern is unlikely, it's going to find something sooner or later.
Oh, well, we're done, right? McKay met Drosnin's challenge, so he's going to apologize and say he was wrong. Right?
Take a big enough text, and it is true, you will find anything at all encoded with equal distance skip sequences. Everyone understands that. What you will not find in any book except the Bible is related, accurate information encoded in a statistically significant way. Every single major encoding is mathematically significant. I am only a journalist, but I have checked every important finding with Dr. Rips. I could not be more rigorous because he is a meticulous mathematician and one of the world's great mathematicians. He agrees the statistics are solid.
Problem: Rips isn't a statistician. Statistics is a very different science than mathematics. To get a figure recognized by statisticians, you need to follow a rigorous statistical procedure. Don't believe me? Just ask Horizon Lady.
Rips is a brilliant mathematician, but he is not an expert in statistics. It's a very different science. To get a figure recognized by statisticians, you need to follow a rigorous statistical procedure.
See? Told ya.
In order to actually give a statistical significance to a Bible code type finding, it's essential that you specify in advance what it is that you have to find in order to be successful, and you specify the way in which this experiment result will be analyzed. And without such a formal experiment, the numbers are simply meaningless. They've got no statistical value. He's just looking for something that's interesting. And the concept something that's interesting is not sufficiently precise scientifically that you can determine the probability of it or not.
In other words, you need to be specific ahead of time what you're looking for. That is, before you go digging up the codes and the messages. Drosnin doesn't do that, but that doesn't stop him.
What no one can do is what Dr. Rips has done with the code in the Bible. He has consistently found accurate, related information encoded in the same place against odds that any mathematician would agree are beyond chance.
Others make this claim too. Remember this guy?
The statistical odds of this matrix occurring are 1 chance in 10 to the 340th power.
And this guy?
The probability of finding that in a text of no codes at all was something like 1 out of a few 100,000.
Again, mathematics is different than statistics. Something may sound really improbable and yet be inevitable. I know that sounds weird, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's deal out 5 cards from this deck and see what we get. Well, that's a very unusual result. In fact, you'd probably accusing me of stacking the deck, which I did. But now let's deal out 5 more cards. Ah, that's a much more ordinary hand. You're probably not surprised by that much at all. The first you might think is incredibly improbable, and it is. The chances of dealing out this combination of cards in this exact order is 1 in 6.5 million. But guess what? Getting the cards in the second hand in that exact order is also 1 in 6.5 million. Any sequence of cards you deal has a chance in 1 in 6.5 million of showing up. The difference is the significance, the meaning that we attach to it. The Bible code people keep saying this, the pattern is interesting or meaningful. Well, this first sequence of cards has a special meaning to us because it's a really good poker hand, and also because we like things in order and uniform like all the same suit. But that's just a human value that we attach to it. What if, instead of playing poker, you're playing solitaire? Then it's the second that's a better hand. See? I can put the 6 on the 7 and the 5 on the 6, and here the 2 goes on the 3. Now all I need is a black 4, and I'm set. If you don't specify ahead of time which game you're playing, the probability is meaningless. No matter what the odds are, when you can make up the rules after the fact, you can always win. But only because you're cheating.